Racing to the 2022 Kentucky Derby, and this time we go to the Fairgrounds for the Risen Star Stakes. It's part of a big card in Louisiana at the Fairgrounds. It does include the Rachel Alexandra prep race for the Kentucky Oaks. And we start talking about the 50-point races when we start talking about the Grade 2 Risen Star, a $400,000 purse. And the recent winners include the Kentucky Derby runner-up last year, Leone. We also had Mr. Monomoy in 2019, Bravazzo for Dwayne Lucas, Gervin, and Gunrunner, of course, who had a big year. Now, the speed figure that it takes to win this race on the Equibase scale, you've seen anywhere from a 104 from Gunrunner, a 106 from Bravazzo, to the upper 90s on the Equibase scale. So that's what it takes to win. So when you're looking at the past performances, find out which horse can get close to that 97 to 102, 103 mark on the Equibase scale. Now, the field did draw a competitive field. 5 main contenders will take a bulk of the wagering support. We do have the Breeders Cup Juvenile runner-up in Pappacap. He comes off a third-place effort in the Leone Stakes. And the last 2 trips, he's kind of been bottled up, had to run inside horses. I think they're going to try to show a little bit more of his speed. Remember, he did go wire-to-wire at Gulfstream Park at 5 furlongs in his debut. The Mad Russian, Gennady Darchenko, he pulled it off a couple of years ago with a 100-to-1 shot. He sends out Russian Tank in this race. He looks a little overmatched. He's got 70 speed figures, which ain't going to cut it. Now, Trafalgar was bet down a little bit in the Leone Stakes. He was 8-to-1 that day. Kind of ran evenly. Didn't have the best of trips. I think if he can lay off the pace and make one run, that's his best chance for success in this race. Now, Tawny Port has been running on the Turfway Synthetic, one of the 2 horses for trainer Brad Cox. Going to have to step up the speed figures, but a lot of times when they go synthetic to dirt, that's one of the more powerful angles, and he is going to be a price. He does have a pedigree that does kind of indicate that the mile and an eighth should not be a problem for him. Now, Epicenter was everybody's kind of wise guy horse coming out of the Leone Stakes. He set all the fractions, repelled some of the challenges of Pappacap, who had the inside trip that day. The key move for Joel Rosario this time, will he go to the lead? He was aggressively ridden for the lead the last time and got some pace pressure, or did he lay just a little bit off the pace? Epicenter did go wire to wire in the Gunrunner Stakes 2 races back. On the undercard of the Leone Stakes, it was Pioneer of Medina picking up the victory at a nice price, 7-to-1 that day for trainer Todd Pletcher. This one by Pioneer of the Nile, one of 2 Pioneer of the Nile horses. Pioneer of the Nile ran second in the Kentucky Derby a few years back, trained by Bob Baffert. He's by Empire Maker, so definitely a stamina influence in this pedigree. Out of Escandrea, who would have been one of the Kentucky Derby favorites the year that he got injured after his impressive Wood Memorial Stakes. So Pioneer of Medina with Louis Saez in the irons looks like he might have a little bit of an upset chance. Now, the form of the Remsen Stakes improved when Mo Donegal picked up a 3rd-place finish in the Holy Bull. Zandon goes for Upstart, the sire of this horse, who ran a big race in the Florida Derby a few years ago. Chad Brown trains, been working steadily now for over 5 weeks. Chad Brown's been really high on this horse ever since his runner-up finish in the Remsen. He did have the better gallop out that day. He might have been impeded near the finish line by Mo Donegal in the Remsen, but definitely Zandon a big shot in this race. I think he's still improving. He doesn't need to win here. He can come just off the pace, but his speed figures put him in the mix, and he's the type of horse you want to include. Now, Smile Happy, most likely going to be the race favorite. He's been favored in all 3 of the Kentucky Derby future wager pools. Ken McPeak sends out this one. He's been working out in Florida at Gulfstream Park with Tiz the Bomb, who did not run well in the Holy Bull, but Smile Happy, an impressive late burst of speed in his debut, kind of just circled the field at Keeneland. Then he came back and won at Churchill in a stakes race, making it a double to close off his 2-year-old campaign. He improved from an 87 to a 98 in a second lifetime start in the Brisnet scale. He is sitting right there in a good spot. Off the layoff, if he can consolidate that speed, run a upper 90s, maybe even just a top 3 finish and closing late, that could set him up for a good final prep to get ready for the Kentucky Derby. Smile Happy doesn't need to win this race, but a loss would take a little bit of the tarnish off his 2-for-2 record. Bodoc on the outside with 10 out of the 9th post position. Another one that's going to have to improve his speed figure. He ran a 70 and then an 82, but it is his third lifetime start. He goes for Calumet Farm, and on the outside, he's been running kind of a pressing running style, so he'll be sitting in that second flight. And then Slow Down Andy is a horse who's going to get bet off his form. He beat Messier in the Lausanne Futurity, but that was a small field, and Messier improved by a lot in his last race. I think Slow Down Andy is going to be overbet. I think he's the type of horse you want to fade. Post position, running style, and other good horses. I think he's going to have to overcome a lot here to be competitive in the Risen Star. My top selection in this race, I think the speed of the speed is going to be either Epicenter or Pappacap. I'm going to go with a little bit of a price here. I'm going to go with Pappacap. I think he can be 6 or 7 to 1. He's going to be overlooked over at Lecomte race. I thought he was kind of trapped inside. I think he's going to show more speed in this race. And if he gets the jump on Smile Happy, he could surprise here at a price at maybe 6 or 7 to 1. I'm going to play him in exactas over Zandon and Pioneer of Medina, trying to hit a little bit of a price. Who do you like in the Risen Star? Leave a comment. Don't forget, this week we're going to have a Kentucky Derby leaderboard update on Monday, Kentucky Oaks update on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we'll handicap the Rachel Alexandra as we get you ready for the 2022 Kentucky Derby.